Welcome back to the restaurant show. We are covering, well, it's got to be one of my favorite topics. The Wisconsin State Fair is coming very soon. And joining us now, we have Kristi Chuckel, and I'm so glad to have you.
Yes, thanks for having me.
So, oh my gosh, we went last year. We covered the fair. We had so much fun. I think I ate my way through the fair. I'm surprised it was still there after I left. But great food, and obviously a staple are cream puffs.
Of course.
So we got to start there. You know you love cream puffs, right?
Yes, yes.
So let's talk a little bit about this staple, and what do you think? How many do you make every year?
We sell around 400,000. So the last few years, we've had more than 1 million people come to the fair each year. So we broke that 400,000 cream puff mark, which is really exciting, hoping to have another great year. Our average had been 350,000 for a long time.
Oh,
so
no big deal.
No big deal. Yeah.
Wow, I can't even imagine, picture that, 400,000 cream puffs.
Well, and if you've never been in the cream puff bakery, it really is a sight to see. It's been there for years. And we have other locations throughout the fair park too. I mean, you really need to go to the bakery and see, because you watch them being made while you're in line. So that's an experience in itself. But if you can't get in that building, you can stop at one of our express locations. We have 2 of them throughout the park, and just grab a 6-pack to go on your way out.
How nice. Okay, so but the production really, like you said, is really neat, and it's fun how they have the window and you get to see how many hands are really on deck to have. Now I know why they need to make 400,000.
Exactly.
So.
And they make them all night long. So it's a 24-hour operation during the fair.
That's incredible. And the cream puffs, I think, are one of the main staples that you think about when you think about food at the Wisconsin State Fair. How long have the cream puffs been part of the fair?
It's been more than 90 years. Yeah, it's 92 years.
That's incredible. 92 years times 400,000 or 350,000 or, you know, every year just being such a big deal.
It is the longest selling item at the Wisconsin State Fair. So we have a couple other vendors that are pushing that, but the cream puffs were originally created to showcase the agriculture industry in Wisconsin, which is truly what the Wisconsin State Fair is all about. So the idea was to come up with something obviously that showcased the dairy industry, but also the wheat industry that goes into making the shells. So you've got a combination there, and of course they're delicious, so it's been around since then.
They sure are. And I wanted to also mention, because obviously over 90 years is a long time, but the fair has been around now. This is the 165th year you're celebrating.
I know, isn't that amazing?
Wow, I mean, what a milestone, and how much things must have changed too. It's incredible.
Absolutely. I mean, the fair didn't actually start in West Allis in Milwaukee. The first several years it moved around to different cities, and it actually took place in Madison several times, even once at Camp Randall.
How interesting. Okay, so some different locations throughout.
But then it moved to its permanent position, so it's been there for 124 years at Wisconsin State Fair Park in West Allis.
Just a small blip in time, right?
But it is. It's amazing. There's not a lot of events these days that have been around for 165 years. So many traditions. Of course, every year we try to bring in some new things. We have 80 new foods this year. We always have a lot, but we also have so many of the staples that people love, whether it's food or attractions that people come back for year after year.
And let's touch briefly. We started chatting about this before we started, but there's an actual food judging competition. So tell us a little bit about Sparkys, because I think this is interesting.
It is. We started the Sparkys several years ago. It originally started as just this idea to, you know, our vendors always come up with so many interesting, crazy items, but this was to encourage them to take it up even one more level. So sometimes the items get really crazy, but they maybe don't taste as good as you think. You know, they're just trying to be outrageous.
To be unique, right.
Right, so they submit these items prior to the fair, and we actually have to pick the finalists without trying the items. We go off of the description. They do have to send in photos. And we have a panel of judges that picks the finalists, and then those finalists get to compete during the fair. So that's when not only the fairgoers get to try it, but the judges get to try it. And then that's the real test of not only is it cool and crazy, but does it taste good as well? And we've had some amazing things in the past, and we've got some great items this year, kind of a mix of dessert. And, you know, we have a Mountain Man Bloody Mary burger that I know I'm excited about. Yes, no alcohol involved in that one, but it has like all of the fixings of a Bloody Mary on a cheeseburger.
Oh my goodness gracious, that's so creative and unique. And that's what's fun about doing a contest like that. It sort of pushes that creativity, and it not only has to look good, but it has to sound good, and then later on, better taste good, of course, too. Very important component. Talk to us about, I'm going to mispronounce. It's a tongue twister. Crazy Grazing Day.
Yes.
What is that?
Crazy Grazing Day, we've had it for a while. It's been over 10 years now, but we created it to allow people to try more items at the fair. So it's on Tuesday, and it really just, a lot of our vendors participate, and they do smaller portions for a smaller price. So they'll cut something in half and then charge half of the price, so you get to try more.
Great. That's always my problem, is trying to decide what to try, because obviously you can only have so much in one day. So to do smaller portions is fun. You can kind of test out little things.
Absolutely.
And maybe go back for your favorites later. And lots of great entertainment this year.
Absolutely.
You were saying you've got all kinds of headliners. There's other reasons than other just
I
food,
know,
believe it or not.
the food is great,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of music. We have our main stage that features, I mean, really national headliners from anywhere from country to rock to oldies. We have the Happy Together tour coming, which is a big one for us. Our big country show is Rascal Flatts this year, so
oh my gosh,
that show
great
is
show.
going to be one of our biggest. And then we have the Beach Boys as well as some Pat Benatar. So it's a good mix of entertainment on that main stage, but we also have 30 other stages at the fair. So the Wisconsin State Fair is actually known throughout the country for having such a large amount of live music, and there's everything from country to rock to polka and family entertainment as well.
It's such a great get-together and such a great thing to go to, be a part of, bring the whole family out. What a fun thing to do. And you have State Fair bargain books, I understand, too. Let's share what that is quickly.
We do. We've been doing that for a couple of years as well. There's 89 different coupons in there. So it's a lot of food and beverage, but there's also coupons in there for our commercial vendors, the people in the exposition center, all the shopping you can do at the fair. So pick one of those up during the fair at one of the information centers, and you'll have 89 different ways to save.
Wow, I can't wait. Well, I'll give one of these a try. Make sure that this year's are just as good as they've been in the past. And while I do that, is there drive-through on the cream puffs?
There
Tell us
is.
really quick
The
what that
info is
is
even on the box.
Woo!
So there's a phone number there. It's from 6 to 8 a.m. in the morning, so you can actually pick your cream puffs up before you go to work, and then of course come back to the fair later and have some more cream puffs.
Delicious. And it's okay to make a mess with a cream puff, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much, Kristi,
You're
from
welcome.
the Wisconsin State Fair. We got more restaurant show coming up after this. Stick around.